Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Do you like my hoodie? It says turn up. It's so cool. I'm obsessed with it. I am just getting back from the 6th annual Turn Up conference and I am very tired, but my heart is so full. And it's interesting because at my core, I feel so energized. I definitely need more sleep, but I am so full of magic after just being in that room and experiencing the turn up culture, the turn up mentality. It's magical every single time. And this is our 6th year of doing this. And obviously Turn Up is my sister's business, my sister's company, and she puts on the entire conference. But I am privileged in the fact that I get to be a huge part of it. And I get to witness what happens behind the scenes. And I'm continuously throughout the entire year, trying to grow and trying to build my own brand. And then I realize when I show up to Turn Up conference that I've turned into somebody that she actually wants on stage. And so I definitely I am a huge part of the entire show, but it's not because I am Tansey's sister. It's because she sees me as someone that she wants up there. And I take that to heart and I truly am so grateful for it. But I wanted to go live because it's taken me 6 years to put this together. Every single year I come out with a different transformation, a different breakthrough. But this year, my breakthrough was a little bit different. And what I've learned from the 6th year of being part of Turn Up Conference is insane to me. And like I said, I get to witness what happens behind the scenes. I get to witness all of the inner workings, and then I get to witness the entire show coming to fruition. And I've witnessed that although my sister and I we're related, we don't really relate to each other. We're very much the same, but we're also complete opposites. And I truly this year have learned the power of presence. And the stage has taught me so much about life. The stage has taught me so much about leadership. The stage has taught me so much about art and creativity and structure. And I don't just feel inspired by getting to take the stage and getting to be in this room. I am truly changed, and I'm deeply moved by being a part of this entire conference and this experience. And I feel like I'm struggling with words because I don't even know. I have so much that I want to tell you and so much that I want to explain about this particular breakthrough. But I am a person who is very much organized. I'm certified OCD. So I'm very organized. I'm very structured. I always have a plan. I have a routine. I'm a little bit rigid at times. And it's something that I'm working on. Whereas my sister, who is 3 years older than me, she is the complete opposite. She's pure creative, pure intuition, very much, in these moments, where she's putting something together for a group, she acts in response to the energy of the room. And then she kind of moves from there. And that's her superpower. And I've learned that while watching her in her creative genius, that is her superpower. It doesn't mean that because I feel like I don't have that I don't have that. I've realized I can strengthen that muscle of my own. And so because I've had the opportunity to be on stage, I've had to really get present with that. And something that I've learned is I used to at Turn Up Conference, I would get on stage and I'd be okay, I have to stick to this process. I have to stick to the script. I have to follow the flow. I have to make sure I hit this thing and say this thing and make sure I tell them this and make sure I am on time and make sure that, the lights are working properly and the music is hitting. All of these things are going on in my mind that I totally have no space for the response to the room, the response to the audience, to be present with them and respond with creativity or intuition or just pure connection. And so my breakthrough is that there is a perfect balance of creativity and structure. And I feel like I'm in this mode of developing that muscle so much. And it's not just a matter of when I'm on stage. This entire experience is a movement. And it hit me in the middle of the movement. It hit me while I was on stage. I was oh, this is what I've been working towards, is this perfect, delicate balance of being present while also being structured and having a plan. And to have both is what turns you into this powerhouse. And while my sister is pure vision, she's pure flow, very much intuitive in response to the audience. And I, on the other hand, am very much system structured energy. We both have a little bit of each other. And so when I'm able to witness her in real time, and then I'm also able to watch the film back and see what I did on stage, I've realized that the dance works not the dance fitness, like the dance as a metaphor. The dance works because of both. So it's not a matter of choosing between creativity and structure. It's not a matter of choosing between like flow and discipline. The magic is in the balance of both. And I know that that might sound like duh, like we all know that, but it's like crazy because the stage has taught me this. Like being on stage and helping put on the show has truly taught me this. And it's crazy, you guys, because I will be on stage and we'll kick off a portion of the show for Turn Up Conference, and that portion will end and we'll go backstage and it's immediately planning for the next. And there is no time to rest. Like some days, like I didn't even eat dinner. I didn't even eat for the first time in the day until like 11 p.m., which is not like me because I like wake up every single day. I have breakfast at a certain time. Annie, what's up, girl? I have breakfast at a certain time. Like I literally like go on my walk at a certain time. Like everything is so structured. So when I get thrown into this conference, my whole world is like flipped upside down. Like it's even taken me a while. Like my husband will be like, are you really that busy? I mean, now he gets it because it's been 6 years. But like at first he was like, are you really that busy? And I'm like, dude, I can't even explain to you what goes into this. Like it's insane. Like, and for months leading up to the conference, it's being planned. So it's not like we're waiting until last minute and you get to the conference and it's like, oh my gosh, we have to put all this stuff together. But that's just how it goes. It's like we really work with that responsive energy. And that alone has stretched me so much. It's been the best thing for me, although it goes against everything that I want. It literally is like sometimes nails on a chalkboard to me because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this should be planned. This should be perfected. Like we should get to like have fun in between and go out to eat. Like I also realize like I am really obsessed with the fact that we're just in this bubble and we're just drowning in how do we make this the best experience for these people that we can. I miss our morning stretch therapy sessions. Man, me too. I miss that so much. And so that brings me to like telling you guys that I was gifted the opportunity to show up in the morning and lead, I called it stretch therapy. I have my yoga certification. So I took from that, but I also took from understanding the audience, like understanding the crowd. And I knew that the days were going to be long days. And I knew that the dancing was going to be so fierce and so intense. So I thought to myself, what could be like the perfect morning stretch therapy that I could allow these people to just kind of not feel overworked, not feel like they had to show up and, for lack of a better word, stretch themselves, but also get what they needed in that moment. And so I loved my mornings with stretch therapy. It was so much fun. My favorite part of stretch therapy is like putting together these playlists, and maybe I'll go live and like do a little bit of stretch therapy with you guys at some point. But that was so much fun because it was in that moment where I also too, like I had to quite literally extend myself. I didn't have time to plan my stretch therapy the night before. I would show up to the room. Stretch therapy started at 8:30 a.m. I would show up to that room at 7 a.m. Most nights we didn't go to bed until like 2 or 3 a.m. I would show up at 7 a.m. and I would put together my playlist. I would get centered. I would literally pray and I would think to myself, like, what does this room need? Like, what can I bring them today? And then they would show up and we would just freaking kill it. And it was like this moment that I got to have with these beautiful human beings. And I loved that so much. Like, that was such a privilege for me. But all of this to say, like, I have learned through being at this conference and being a huge part of it that when we overplan, when we try to stick to a perfect routine, when we are so rigid, we miss the moment. Like, you miss out. And when you have structure, it's important that you also allow room for space, that you also allow room for like spontaneity. So you have this strategy, you have this idea, you might rehearse it a few times, but that is not to stick to it perfectly. It's like you allow yourself this strategy so that you can have the space to respond, so that you can have the space to get present, so that you can have the space to truly connect with who's in the room with you. And I'm saying in the room with you, but I'm also talking like this is a metaphor for how we create content. This is a metaphor for the way that we send emails. This is a metaphor for the way that we launch. This is a giant metaphor for the way that we host our programs. Like when you're coaching someone and they come into the Zoom room with you or they're in your Telegram with you, are you taking a moment to really see your people and to really understand like what do they need from me? What do they need in their life right now? And how can I deliver on that? How can I maybe like go off the plan of what I had, go off the beaten path, and tap into something that I could really give them that could rock their world. It was everything. The music combined with your voice walking us through it was a masterpiece. It was so needed. Mwah. Thank you so much, Annie. I'm so glad that you came. Thank you for coming. Also, my stretch therapy was optional. And so it was really cool to see like how many people came to that. And I think there's power in it being optional. I think that actually, like, Tansy and I were talking about this, like the stretch therapy in the morning was optional. And I think that actually strengthened the magic in the room, because it was like you were there because you wanted to be there. So that's another thing to take into consideration. Like, if you're doing something for free, or if you're doing something and it's like not required for your group or whatever community you're building, like, see who shows up. And I truly feel like I took that moment as if it were not optional. And I was like, I'm going to make everyone who didn't come to this feel like, why the F did I not go to that? That's truly what I wanted. But I wanted to see the people in the room. Like, you came here and it was optional, and I'm going to blow your mind, and I'm going to serve you because you took the time to wake up early and be here with me. And I am so honored. I'm so honored. And that truly bleeds into like everything that we do. Like, even here on this live with you, I'm looking at my notes. Like, I took notes to prepare for this live. That's how serious I take these things. And although I'm looking at my notes, I'm also like, okay, but Chandler, remember, like, there's people here commenting, like Annie's commenting, she's interacting with you, like, show some love and have a conversation with those things. And that's who I want to be at my core. Like, that's who I want to be. That's who I'm trying to be as a leader. And so the question that I have for you as you're listening to this is, as you're running your business or as you're growing your brand, like, where have you been gripping too tight? Where have you been gripping too tight? But also, on the contrary, where have you checked out and floated instead of getting present and connecting so deeply with your people? And I wanted to share that I've had this breakthrough of like the power of presence and the power of the perfect balance of structure and soul. And weaving those things together it's liberating, and it makes it more fun. So yes, like, a framework is important sometimes. Structure and having a backbone is important sometimes, but the power of human essence, the power of soul, like, your people, they don't just want steps from you. They don't just want the plan from you and the blueprint from you. They want to be moved. And in order to move people, sometimes you have to move yourself. And that requires you to really sit in, get present, take a deep breath, and just be with your people in that moment. And nothing else matters. So I wanted to share that little reflection, and I had an amazing, amazing time at Turn Up Conference, man. It was, every year I'm like, I don't know how this could get any better, and it just keeps getting better and better. And like, shout out to my sister. She's insane. Like, the way her brain thinks, the way that she cares for her people and her community. I can't believe that I get to have her as my role model, and I can't believe I get to like watch her demonstrate what it looks like to lead, and then I get to take that and I get to run with it, and I get to turn into my own beast in my own way. And anyway, if you were at Turn Up Conference, I love you so much. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for showing up. If you weren't at the conference, you better get there next year. But I have so many ideas that came from this conference that I'm going to give away in my brand, that I'm going to show up in my business with. It just strengthened me overall. And I'm truly like so full from the inside. And yeah, thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me here. Thank you for listening to my breakthrough. And I love you so much. And I hope you have a great day. Mwah.